Going to use this video here. By the way, it is May 13th, 2021, 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to take a look at Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Going to do that real quick. So Bitcoin, real quick. I mean, we saw it break through the bear channel retest and it has fallen through. We talked about this all day yesterday. This is on the 4-hour chart, and now we see it has fallen down below the bull channel. It even pushed back up to test it. If we can zoom in here and look at that, you can see, oh, look at the hourly. You can see traders attempted to push back into it, but that has thus far failed, and we're continuing to push further south with Bitcoin. So we're looking at a few areas for the bounce. And if you remember, the primary one we're looking at is around that 38K value area. I really don't see any changes to that. That's especially watch for a huge drop below 46K. So that was from yesterday. Let's look at Ethereum real quick. Actually, Litecoin. We'll do Litecoin next. We had someone request a little update on Litecoin to take a look at. So Litecoin on the daily chart, yeah, I mean it's coming down a little bit. There's really no divergence here on the daily chart between the composite index and price and the daily and price, so this is looking okay. It's actually looking a little worrisome on the long side, because if the percent B does cross down below 0.2 and the RSI is staying above 40, that could trigger a good move south. Weekly chart. Ooh, weekly chart does not look very good. Yeah, weekly chart looks under threat, especially what's going on with the composite index over here. And we're about to see, I mean, if the weekly does drop below 0.2, that's where I think we start to see a corrective move. I would look for support around that 230. The Kijun-sen's a natural place to look for support. You know, Litecoin still has not reached its prior all-time high. Well, actually, no, did it? Almost it did. I'll take the swing high here. The strong bar of the move is back here. Excuse me. Yeah, I'd look at, for Litecoin, I'd just stick with 235. That splits the difference between the 50% and the 61.8% Fibonacci retracements. So 230, 235.52, 235 and a half. That's a good support zone to look at. That does represent a pretty good drop. That's a 40% drop from where we're currently at. So that'd be a good level. And then Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum, we've looked at Ethereum a bit over the last few weeks. Ooh, this is this candlestick pattern. I'm not a huge candlestick pattern person, but this candlestick pattern is pretty ugly if it stays like this. That's a little bearish. But support structure wise, the 1726 is where the 50% fib level is at. The Kijun-sen, now the Kijun-sen's only been, if you want to consider what happened on the week of February 22nd to test, but the Kijun-sen has not been tested. I would discount that candle, by the way. The Kijun-sen has not been tested since, I mean, you could say the week of December 28th, 2020. And we've not even seen, ever since then, we haven't even seen price, with the exception of this anomalous behavior over here on the week of February 22nd. We haven't even seen a wick go below the Tenkan-sen. So a test of the Kijun-sen is certainly warranted, certainly likely. And it's also likely to hold as a support level. Maybe. I mean, really, there's a high volume note at 170. We'll say at 180. There's a high volume note at 180, and that's the 50% fib retracement. also. Sorry, not 180, 1800. 1800 is a shared support structure with a high volume node and a 50% fib level, so that's good. That's on the weekly chart. The daily, yeah, this here is not healthy for the bulls. There is no, well, there is some divergence there. I mean, this is currently hidden bullish divergence. All right, so this is what you got to look for. Here's the Kijun Sen. Although that volume profile looks really, there's a bit of an open space between 3,200 and 2,800, but the Kijun Sen is at 3,160. All right, we're in a clear bull market. Looking at the daily chart, our first support, our first overbought levels are at 65 and 55. Let me just set those quick. So 65 and 55. Those are, sorry, our oversold levels. These are our oversold levels. We've dropped below the first oversold level, which makes sense. But if price comes down to the Kijun Sen at 3160 and the RSI is still above 55, watch for the composite index to cross above one of its averages and watch for the percent B to cross back above 0.8. That will be the signal that we're going to see a trend continuation move. But it looks, this is, the monthly RSI is at 93. That's the highest it's been since June of 2017 when it was trading at 97.69. So this is pretty high, and there's clear divergence, bearish divergence that exists now between the composite index and the RSI. The RSI has made higher highs, while the composite index has made lower highs. So that's an event there to pay attention to. Especially watch over the monthly, if you can remember to look, what happens with the composite index if it crosses down below one of its averages. So yeah, this is looking a little hairy up here, and that is a thin, that volume profile is really thin. By the way, the volume itself, this is ugly. Look at that, average volume has just dropped. It's just nosedived. Volume precedes price, folks, and that could be the warning sign. That could be a eek. Watch out for that. But we'll leave that there. So some things to look at. Thank you all for watching. From all of us here at Exchange Rates UK TV, please don't forget to like and subscribe.